you doing? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pooh, the guy, the chickens, Mama Mia, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are having a great weekend so far. Well, it's Sunday, so it's like the end of it, but hope you've had a great weekend. So, what is going on in the royal world? Well, actually, quite a bit. Not necessarily with our faves, because they've been quiet. They are quiet in Montecito, doing whatever they're doing under a tree, and we love it that way. Let them just stay there. Doing whatever they're doing, working on whatever show they're working on or whatever it is they're doing. So we are happy to not hear from them. Let them relax over there. But a lot of stuff has been going on around them. So yeah, it just, the normal, some of it is the normal British press stuff, but other things are, that are important as well. So yes, but I actually just like this picture. I saw it today. I was like, oh, I love this picture. I hadn't seen it in a while. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to use this picture. It is really cool. And I love like the soft oval. It's like my soft oval shape. I was like, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it because it kind of goes with Meghan's soft eyes. So I'm like, yes, that works perfectly. But anyways, what is going on in Royal World? Well, even before we get to Royal World, one of our at least I'm like speaking for you, not but my faves. One of my faves is our wonderful, wonderful VP Kamala Harris. She is in Ghana. She touched down in Ghana today. So to all our wonderful Ghana peeps, I know you all are taking care of our fave VP Kamala Harris and her husband and her team there. They are, they look like, I saw some video and they look like they're having a great time. And I love this podium she's on. I mean, only in the continent of Africa would you have this color and beauty. I was just like, totally up my alley. I love the colors. I love the podium. It is just so beautiful. So this is from Eugene Daniels. I think he is a reporter, a White House reporter. I don't recall what outlet he works for, but he tweeted this. He says, what an honor to be, this is what VP Kamala Harris says in her speech. What an honor to be in Ghana and Africa. We are looking forward to this trip as a statement of the relationship and friendship between the people of the United States and those that live on the continent of Africa. So she'll be traveling to, I think, 2 other states, and I should have looked up which other countries she's traveling. I knew, and then I forgot. But she is in Ghana today. So to all our Ghana peeps, enjoy our fave VP. And, she is awesome. And I know you will enjoy her. So I hope you guys get a chance to get to meet her or at least see her or at least, wave to her or something. But I know she is, she's very honored to be there and to be among you. So I am jealous. So enjoy our fave VP. And moving on to Royal World, yes, Prince Harry Spare. Last episode, I forgot to bring in screenshots of what the book is doing in the UK and what it's doing in Canada, because I only got the US the last time, which it was number 2 in the US again, overall ebook and audio and hardcover. I can't speak. He was number 2, so I'm looking forward to him leapfrogging that guy, whomever he is again, from, I think the book is Saved, that is number 1. So I'm looking forward to him leapfrogging that guy and going back to number 1. But Spare is number 1 still in the UK. As you can see, the Sunday Times bestseller in the UK. Book sales chart, Prince Harry, number 1. And also in Canada, the Globe and Mail in Canada, they total up the Canada sales. This is only hardbacks. And so they, again, Spare is number 1. And it's been number 1 since January 10th when it came out. So the whole time it stayed right there at number 1, no matter what the British reporters want to do, no matter what they say, no matter how many things they throw at Spare, it has stayed at number one. So there you go. Very, very excited. Many books have come out since then, and they have not been able to dethrone Spare. People are still reviewing. I see reviews. Maybe one day I'll just do all reviews of Spare, like the new reviews that I see on Spare. I keep bookmarking them, and so maybe one day that's what I'll do. Just go back through all the reviews and see what they said about Spare. But it's just wonderful, and I was actually listening. I didn't even finish it, but Christopher Boozy, Professor Murray, and Jennifer Taub, I think her name is. They were doing a review on it. There's a podcast that dropped today, and they were doing a review on Spare. Of course, we know Christopher Boozy was on Harry and Meghan's docuseries, Netflix docuseries. And so, yeah, so it's a really awesome. People are still reviewing it. They are still amazed by it. They can, only praise for Spare. So, yes, number one in Canada, number one in the UK, number two in the US for this week. We'll look out for next week. So anyways, moving on. Well, staying on Prince Harry, tomorrow, Prince Harry has a court case. If you remember, he is suing him and a group of others, including Elton John, Sadie Frost, Baroness, I forgot her name. I'll get it in a second. But they're all suing the Daily Mail and A&L, which is like the Associated Newspapers, for phone hacking, wiretapping, bugging, all of that stuff. They are suing the Daily Mail. Of course, the Daily Mail have always been like, oh no, we don't do that. We don't do any kind of bugging. That is not us, whatever. And now it's like they are being sued because a lot of people, some of the people that they have hired and who they have bought information for, who has done the phone hacking and phone tapping, etc., are now testifying for Harry's team. And so, now what I read the other day, and I'm actually going to, on the next podcast, I'll have all of this, where A&R were trying to get, or this is the parent company of the Daily Mail, Mail Online, and Mail on Sunday. They were trying to, they have petitioned the judge to keep the court proceedings private. So this is the Daily Mail who likes to expose and dig into people's life and bug them, and hack people's phones and all of that stuff. I mean, at least that's what they're being alleged to have done. And we know what they do, how they invade people's privacy and all of that stuff. And now they are trying to get this court case to be private. It's the same thing that the Sun does all the time. They always petition for the judge to not make the proceedings public, so the public does not know the ins and outs. And so I am hoping, Harry, that's the reason why they want to go to court, so that way people can know that this does not remain private. And so I hope the judge says no, and that all this stuff could come out. But anyway, so tomorrow there is a court case. There is a hearing tomorrow. And not there yet. I'm going to come to that in a second. But let's just get rid of the scrolly bar at the bottom so we can read the whole thing. Again, if you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe. And click the notification bell, which is at the bottom of your video, and click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. Please like and share the video so that we can continue to grow our channel. And if you're able, please join our channel. Join the 2 Cents Club, where you support the channel monthly. So anyway, so we're going to move that out for a second, and we'll come back to that later. But this is what this says. This is a little bit about the court case tomorrow. Prince Harry versus Associated Newspapers, or A&L. Everything you need to know about the Duke of Sussex's latest court case, as Prince Harry is among a group of claimants, including Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, and Sadie Frost, accusing the publisher for breaches of privacy, including phone tapping and bugging people's homes. Prince Harry is among a group of claimants who accuse the publisher of, which we just says, phone tapping and other breaches of privacy. Associated Newspaper denied the allegations, and a preliminary high court hearing starting tomorrow will consider whether legal arguments and a judge will decide whether it will go any further. So fingers crossed this will go further, that this court case is going to go, and that these what the, Daily Mail, or at least Associated Newspaper, again, which covers Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, and Mail Online, that they will be exposed for what they are alleged to have done. And again, this is for the proceedings tomorrow. I'm just going to move myself out of the way here so that, yep, move myself so that way we can see it clearly. So this is tomorrow. Tomorrow the proceedings start. Tomorrow the 27th. The proceedings starts at 10:30 a.m. And so in yellow you can see the people who are involved, who on Harry's side, who are suing the Associated Newspapers. Baroness Doreen Lawrence of Clarendon, Elizabeth Hurley, Elton John, Sadie Frost, and Prince Harry. And I think there may be others as well, but those are the key people. But I think a lot of others are maybe suing as well. So that's the hearing that's going to be from 10:30 tomorrow. So fingers crossed that Judge Nicklin will not, abandon this case, that he will keep it going so that they can get their day in court to expose the Associated Newspapers and all its titles of what they have been accused of doing. So yeah, very, very interesting. So we'll keep our noses to the ground for when that happens tomorrow. What else is happening? Oh, British press and their stupid stuff. Whenever you see stupid things like, and I didn't bring in the tabloid newspaper, like Archie's information from the website, from the royal family website, is missing. Where is Archie's information? Where is his profile on the royal family website? And whenever you see stupid stuff like that become something that's in the Sun, this blaring Archie is missing from the royal family website, and then the Daily Mail pick it up. Whenever you see stuff like this, they're trying to hide something. Because why would any normal person be on their website for no reason, on the royal family website, looking for Archie's profile? We already know Archie is a prince. Archie has done nothing. You have not seen Archie. You don't know anything about him. Why are you going on the royal family website to look for Archie's information that hasn't changed other than to add Prince? That's it. That's all it is. Baby Lily never had a profile on the website, so you can look for her. But without someone directing you to go find it, why would you be going there in the first place? And the only reason you would go there is because somebody directed you to it. They don't have any information on the Sussexes. So for me, and maybe this is just peddle conspiracy theorists, but I believe it's just the nonsense that the palace is pulling. They have nothing to offer the tabloids to write about. So they're like, okay, let's hide Archie's profile so the tabloids could pick up on something to distract people's attention, where they assume that the Sussex supporters would be like, oh, how dare they take down Archie's information? It is not taken down. It is there. It's just hidden. And normally what would happen, and so I went and yesterday, it's like, okay, where is it? No, if you look in William and Kate's, if you pull up their profile, their kids' profile comes up right next to it where you can check it. When you do that for Harry and Meghan, it wasn't there. So one of our wonderful squaddies was able to find it on the side. It's hidden. Somebody just hid it. And so if you just look for it, if you're looking for, from Harry and Meghan, you don't find it there, but it's there, as you can see, and that is actually the wrong, I just put the wrong link at the bottom there. It's like BBC. Why do I have BBC as the link there? But no, the link is actually in the Pedal's having a crazy day. The link, it will actually, I'll put the link in our show notes. I have the link and I just put the wrong one. I was copying and pasting so many links that I put the wrong link on this one. So ignore the BBC link at the bottom there. Archie's profile is there. I'll put it in the show notes. You can just go click it. It's there. It's just hidden. And so again, for me, this is just one of those royal courtiers just having nothing to offer. But let's just send people on a wild goose chase. And whenever they do stuff like that, it's because they're hiding something, and they're just trying to distract people with stupid stuff, because they again expect the Sussex supporters to abandon what we've been tweeting about all day and go try to find Archie's profile. Like, why are we want to Archie's profile? He hasn't done anything. We haven't even seen Archie, So, but again, so what exactly could they be hiding? Yes, this is exactly what they could be hiding. In February, the Sunday Times and other tabloids were blaring, the Telegraph were also ball-breaking aid to help Kate shake up the palace. Yes, we had that February 5th, but royal lying reporter Roya Nika, royal liar, I should say, Roya Nika, ball-breaking aid to help Kate shake up the palace. Courtiers, beware, the Princess of Wales' new private secretary is loud, persuasive, and bent on modernizing. The Prince of Wales, who is looking to shake things up at Kensington Palace, has hired a straight-talking public relations guru as her new private secretary. Alison Caulfield, who masterminded Jamie Oliver's childhood obesity and free school meals campaigns, will join the palace as Kate's right-hand woman and most senior aide this month. Described as loud and persuasive by those who know her, Caulfield's appointment has been hailed by royal insiders as a breath of fresh air. That's right, she's a breath of fresh air. It is understood that the princess actively sought out a different kind of courtier as she steps up her public work. A source who worked with Caulfield on Oliver's campaign said, she's a ball breaker. She is a real straight talker. She is passionate, dynamic, genuinely funny. She make things happen and will really push things forwards at the palace. That's right. She's going to really be pushing things forward at the palace. And this is who Kate Middleton hired. Now, just keep in mind Kate Middleton's personality. And then keep in mind this person. You remember how they were very against Meghan because she's too American, she's too forward-thinking, she is too go-getter, look at all the things they've described about Meghan. And think about this person. Loud, persuasive, ball breaker. She is a straight talker, passionate, dynamic, funny. She pushes things forward. This is, again, think of Kate Middleton's personality and this person. She is in your face. She is persuasive. She is dynamic. She is a modernizer. And they are embracing all of these things. And think of the things that they would attack Meghan on. Just, Meghan is not in the story, but just, keep that in the back of your mind. And again, Kate Middleton's personality. Again, if to put into perspective, in the last 5 years, Kate Middleton had been to 3 private secretaries before this. So this is her 4th in 5 years. And remember how they always attack Harry and Meghan like, oh, they keep losing staff? Right. This is her 4th in 5 years. And so hire this person. This is going to be the person to shake things up on at Kensington Palace because Kate is doing her thing. She is stepping up her public work. Yes, she is. And then fast forward to today, or at least yesterday. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job to stay under the radar. That's right. She rejects the job. Alison Caulfield is said to be uncomfortable with the publicity decided to stay with Jamie Oliver, who she has worked with for 8 years. Just again, think back about what we just said about Alison Caulfield, that ball breaker, go-getter, in your face, make things happen, dynamic, change-making person. And now look at how they are describing her here. She is uncomfortable with publicity, so has decided to stay with Jamie Oliver, who was her former employer. That's Jamie Oliver, the cook, the chef at the bottom there, who she has worked with for 8 years. This woman is a publicity person. She is a publicity person. And this publicity person is uncomfortable with high profile people. She works with a celebrity chef. She's uncomfortable with the publicity, and she works with a publicity chef. I mean, with a celebrity chef, and it's just. I mean, that's how they're trying to sell the fact that she basically left. And so I'm going to move my banner here, not my banner, but my brand thing here so I can read all of it. There we go. And so it says, the straight talking PR guru, hired as the Princess of Wales' new private secretary, has opted to stay with Chef Jamie Oliver rather than take up the role the Telegraph can reveal. Alison Corfield, 51, is understood to have been uncomfortable with the prospects of having such a high-profile position and decided instead to remain under the radar. The mother of three, a branding and marketing expert. Again, she is a PR expert and a marketing and branding expert, has worked with Oliver for 8 years. A source said she loves the work and is the integral member of the campaign team. She decided she wanted to keep her head down and get on with the job she knows so well in the background. She didn't want the publicity that comes with working at the level for such a well-known institution. Are you kidding me? They literally are trying to sell that this PR guru head, go getter, in your face, dynamic change maker is all of a sudden this mouse who is afraid of publicity and didn't know, this is a British woman who didn't know how well known the royal institution was. So a month later, she decided, actually, I'm going to stay with Jamie because, I'm really just this quiet little mouse and I'd rather work in the background. Yes, I'm a ball-breaking, dynamic PR guru, branding, marketing expert and all of this, but, I'm a quiet little mouse, mother of three that generally just want to stay in the background. And I really didn't know how, the palace, how worldwide it is and how in the spotlight it is. So, yeah, right. Right, sure. Again, this is their fourth private secretary Kate Middleton has lost in the last 4 months. This person with her dynamic self is the person that Kate Middleton, and again, remembering Kate Middleton's personality, her lack of work ethics, her mediocre everything, having no plan or whatever it is she's doing with the, early years thing that is just completely all over the place, having no plan, no real impact in any way, shape, or form, and knowing how Kensington Palace function. Meghan ran away. I mean, Meghan ran away because, for a bunch of different reasons. But anyone who has any kind of personality or any kind of go-getter or any person who literally work will never put up with Kate Middleton, will never want to work in that environment. When you describe this woman's personality, Kensington Palace and what goes is the complete opposite of that. We've seen what they put out. We've seen the mediocrity of what they put out. I could imagine Alison Caulfield, finding out about what goes on there, be like, oh no. Oh no, 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 and packed her things and bailed. 1 month, now it's like just over a month. I think it was February 5th when it was announced, and this all this information came out the 25th and 25th of March. So over a month and almost 2 months really. But it's just like not even 2 months. Alison is like, I am out of here. I'm gonna stay with a organization that actually are doing something, because of what Jamie is doing nutrition and all of that stuff to help people, and that's what she's been doing with him. And to think, and that's, I mean, I can understand why Kate, thinking that's a great fit because of the work she does with Jamie. That could be a great fit for her early years, but Kate Caulfield looked like someone who knows what she's doing, and they actually have a plan and in a something that is actually successful. When you look at what Kensington Palace has been outputting, It's nonsense. Even their sycophantic reporters are calling them out for how mediocre and how not helpful what she's doing. It's just stuff. It's stuff to make you busy, but not stuff that is making an impact. What she's doing is not making an impact. It's just busy work. And I could imagine Alison Caulfield is like, oh no, I can't work with this. I'm going to stay and do something that is actually beneficial. So until Kensington Palace decides to change and decide to really get serious about, they're going to keep, Kate Middleton is going to keep going through private secretaries because she has not learned work ethic. She has not learned, or have people around her that would really help her to grow. And I mean, why Allison is supposed to come in and shape her, her work and stuff. This woman has been at this thing for over 10 years. Why does somebody have to come in and shape her work? She should know what she's doing by now. After 10, how many years she's been married? She should know what she's doing by now. And someone come in to help her, not take over what she should be doing and do it for her. And she can just show up for the photo ops or to say a little speech that most likely Allison would have had to write for her. You know what I mean? So this whole thing is just nonsense. So I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. When I heard that's who they were hiring, I was just like, okay. I am not surprised that she bailed. People who have solid work ethic cannot survive in that environment. We see Meghan, and when Meghan, tried to do something, we saw what happened. And then, she's trying to do stuff, and then all of a sudden Meghan is the problem. Because Meghan is a person with a work ethic and a standard to go and get stuff done. The royal households are not. King Charles is like that. William and Kate are not. So I am not surprised that Alison Caulfield bailed. Not surprised at all. But again, this is what they're trying to, to distract people from. That's why you had the silly Archie nonsense. And of course, thankfully, nobody was distracted. Everybody saw that for what it is and stayed on exactly this, because this is nonsense. 4 private secretaries in the last 5 years, and nobody is calling her out on it. But every time, Meghan and Harry change staff, all of their press attack. But nobody is calling Kate out on the fact that, could it be that Kate Middleton is just a bad boss? That's how they kind of, they label Meghan. So what would you label Kate Middleton now that she has lost 4, or at least actually I saw something where I think it's 5, but I know for sure she's lost 4 in the last 4 private secretaries in the last 5 years. That is an issue. That is a big issue. So anyways, moving on from Kate Middleton and her mess. Actually, staying on this for a second, I forgot I had this part. Telegraph. It's so funny. The Telegraph, you see this so often with the Telegraph when they write something vaguely critical, the slightest critique of Kate Middleton. You could imagine someone from Kensington Palace calling up and then the Telegraph bowing at the knees and changing. This is what the article looked like when it started out. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job, opting to stay with Jamie Oliver. That was the headline. That was the first headline. And that was done at 2:53 p.m. By 3:45, I would assume somebody at Kensington Palace rang up the Telegraph, and at 3:45 it changed. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects jobs to stay under profile. See the difference? The first one is no, she rejects it and she's staying with Jamie Oliver. Not even an hour later. Not even an hour later, it becomes, she rejects jobs to stay under the radar. And then they put the Jamie Oliver information way at the bottom. Alison Caulfield is said to be uncomfortable with the publicity, so decided to stay with Jamie Oliver, who she has worked for 8 years. See how different that narrative is? And so this is not the first time, the second time, the third time. Telegraph, every single time they have done this, and they've written anything vaguely critical of Kate Middleton or to make her look bad in the slightest thing. A phone call is happening. You can just imagine, because they always change it. And this is no different. It is just unbelievable. And this is why she is not growing. This is why she will not grow. Because the slightest criticism, she needs to be perfect. And the thing is, she is not perfect. And more people are calling her out. But so far, she's still able to rely on the sycophantic press to cater to her. And that is why she's not growing. That is exactly why. Moving on. So yesterday or was it yesterday or 2 days ago, but the last episode I did, we talked about Robert Jobson's vileness, and when he did the podcast with News News UK, whatever that Rupert Murdoch outlet is, and with this group with Emily Andrews and Arthur Edwards and stuff, and they were mocking Archie, like, they're gonna celebrate. They should celebrate his birthday on the balcony and all of that nonsense, and mocking that whole situation. And then Robert Jobson then decided to chime in that they should hold baby Archie over the balcony like Michael Jackson held his child. And so all of the squad have been going after him all day yesterday. It was just like tweeting at him and just calling him out for that disgusting comment. Absolutely disgusting. And so what did Robert Jobson do? And I'm telling you, these people who have been attacking and vilifying Meghan for the last 6 years and for the last few years also with Harry, they cannot last one day with the criticism that they attack Harry and Meghan. And this is deserved for him. Harry and Meghan have done nothing to them for them to be attacking them the way that they have been attacking them. And the squad, and not just the squad, anybody who has seen it have been commenting and calling him out for it. Not even 24 hours, he started shutting down his accounts. He, as you can see, his main Royal Reporter account, as you can see at the top left, is the Royal Editor. If you look that up, it doesn't exist. He completely shut that account down. He deleted the account. And with Twitter, I think it's, even though you delete it, it doesn't actually delete for about, I think, 30 days or something like that. So he can always bring it back if he wants to. I guess he's going to wait until it dies down for him to come back. But he completely deleted that. And then if you see the bottom one where it says Julie Gorman at the bottom, he changed his name from Robert Jobson to Julie Gorman, like literally changed it to a woman's name and also locked that account. And then only to find out, and then, Sussex Squad is better than the FBI in doing research and pulling up receipts. Come to find out, Robert Jobson have all these other accounts: Robert Jobson Media, Robert Jobson, Robert J. Jobson 6, Robert D. Jobson, all of these. And actually, there are a couple of others, I think, one or two others that I didn't even have on here. And I'm like, why does he have all of these accounts on Twitter? I can barely keep up with my one account. I had another one that I just had to just leave alone and just use my my Facts and 2 Cents account, because I'm like, I can't even keep up with that. And now I have that, and I have the Spoutable, and it's hard to keep up with both. This man have all of these accounts, and now they're all protected. They're all protected or completely deleted, because he, I guess people have been going, I found his other accounts, but it's very interesting for me. I'm like, if Robert Jobson has all of these accounts, now I am believing that a lot of those troll accounts are raw. I mean, I've always thought that, but this is giving me more evidence that a lot of troll accounts are Royal Reporter accounts. And a lot of them use, like the men use women's name, and maybe the women use men's name to hide their identity. Because why would he go with Julie Gorman? We also know Richard Eden, his other account is Maureen. That's his other account. And he was caught when he, I guess he forgot he was on his Maureen account and responded to someone if he was on the Richard Eden account. And that's how we found out that his other account is Maureen. And so a lot, so that's what it looks like. These, and I know Chris Ship was caught using a woman's name as well when he was on his burner account. And so it is, so I, again, this is all leading to more evidence that the men, royal, those royal reporters or British press reporters, are have burner accounts, and they use the men using women's name and the women maybe using men's name to hide their identity. But it's just like, it's so sick. I'm like, why do you have all these accounts? How do you keep up with all this stuff? But anyways, he has completely taken himself off or gone private. So, and I know people have been tagging. He's been, I think he was working with ABC, I think. So a lot of that too is to hide, so that way, ABC and stuff don't connect him to what he said. But people have been tagging ABC and everyone else with it. So I hope to not see him on ABC. I mean, I don't really watch ABC anyway, but we do get clips from them. So hopefully they would have seen it and he no longer is allowed to be on there. But it's just really, really sick. It's really, really sick. So anyway, moving on from his nonsense. Um I saw this, and of course, this has nothing to do with the royal family or anything like that. But I just saw this, and it kind of irritated me. And maybe it shouldn't, and maybe it's a good thing. But I just feel like, I guess, with the cost of living crisis, and then the royal family, King Charles using taxpayer money for current coronation nobody asked for, and then so this happened today. Mayor Sadiq Khan, who's the mayor of London, he tweeted, despite London's role in the transatlantic slave trade, there has been no memorial here to commemorate the millions of African people who were enslaved and abused. This week, we announced our first memorial to commemorate victims and their resistance. And it goes on to say in the article, a memorial for victims of the Atlantic slave trade is to be erected in East London. Sadiq Khan has committed £500,000 to develop a memorial in West India Quay in London Docklands to recognize the city's role in the slave trade itself. The site has a history closely linked to the slave trade. Historians and presenter David Alasugo, and you can remember David, he was in the Harry and Meghan docuseries, said that the memorial would help Londoners better remember the victims of slavery in the slave trade. Speaking about the proposed memorial, author and broadcaster Afua Hirsch, who was also in Harry and Meghan's docuseries, those are the two historians that were there. This history haunts us all and more for having been forced into the shadows. May this be the first of many, many steps towards making it visible, seen, and understood. And so David and Afua are happy about it, that, finally there's going to be a memorial, to commemorate, still what happened with the slave trade, and how many enslaved people were abused, etc. My whole thing with this whole thing, again, I think back to the Windrush generation and that ridiculous statue, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful of it, if you value statues and if you value stuff like that. My thing with this whole thing is Sadiq Khan of London have £500,000 to dedicate to a memorial, yet people are starving. People can't feed their families. They can't feed their babies. Their cost of living crisis is sky. They can't afford food. They can't afford the house. They can't afford rent. They can't afford fuel. They cannot afford things. But yet you have £500,000 to dedicate to a memorial. How about you feed the descendants of the people that you was enslaved and abused? I'm sure our ancestors would rather you feed people. Feed their people. Take care of their people. Use this. Donate it. Whether it's if it's a charity, whatever, that supports the African community, the Caribbean community, whatever, use the money for people. But once again, my issue with this is always with the Windrush generations, that statue. The UK is very good at donating millions of pounds to statues and memorials so they can say, oh, well, I gave you some. What they don't do is care about the actual people who are standing right in front of them. Just like they don't care about the Windrush generation, they don't care, and they're rolling back. Just a couple of days ago, they rolled back. They were supposed to, and did I talk about this? Maybe I forgot. When they were supposed to give grants. That was part of the deal when the whole thing come up. One of the things that they promised to do was to give, I think it was like £10,000 to different organizations that, take care of, that are part of the Windrush generation, that they help people to file papers, to get their money and all of that stuff. They were supposed to, I think it's like 4 or 5 different organizations. I don't remember how many organizations, probably 4 or 5, maybe more, that was supposed to get like $10,000 grants. Because some person tweeted I think they retweeted a news article criticizing the I think is the whichever government department that is, I think it's like Home Office or something, that heads up the people who would give out the grant. One of the people who, I guess, it was part of an organization that was up for grant money, retweeted an article criticizing that department. They completely squashed the whole grant. So none of these organizations will get their money. This is what they did. This is the thing. They want to abuse. They want to abuse you and in all forms of way, but you cannot call them out, because if you call them out, they will punish you. And this is the way they've just punished the Windrush generation. Apart from a lot of the other promises that they've rolled back on and completely reneged on, these organizations were looking forward to that money. They come because they got criticized. I think again, somebody retweeted or tweeted a criticism against what they're doing. They completely reneged and completely squashed the entire grant program. So none of these organizations are getting their money. And they're like, oh, well, you can apply again next year. They're not going to do it. Again, the UK, the government, they are very good. Look at how, I think it was over £1 million that they put into that statue, the Windrush statue. They were perfectly fine doing a statue. So they can say, oh, see, we gave them something. What they don't do is take care of the people. They don't want to take care of the people because they don't want the people to be thriving. They always want the people to be subservient to them. They always want the people to be begging them for money, which is what they're doing to the Windrush generation. My thing with this is, if you have £500,000 to dedicate to a memorial, that £500,000 you should be putting in the pockets of the people who need food. The Africans who need food, who are in your country, the West Indian people in your country, who need food, who need cost of. Our ancestors would much rather you feed their people than you put a memorial to them. How about you, in lieu of a memorial, you're like, okay, I'm going to take care of your people and make sure that they get reparations for what we did to them. They're the people that need to be getting the reparations, apart from the other countries in the Caribbean and Africa that you colonized, and Asia that you colonized. So that is the thing for me. And I'm kind of irritated even at Afua and David right now, because I'm like, your people are starving. Who has time for a memorial? Again, I don't want to disrespect the memorial because I know it's important, but time and place, okay? This is not the time to be spending £500,000 on a memorial when people are starving. It is not the time. Just like it is not the time to be spending over £100 million. At least that's what is alleged. They'll be spending on a coronation that nobody asked for. This is not the time. And so I saw it and I was just like, what on earth? Why would you even want this now? If everybody is thriving and, cost of living crisis isn't there and people are back and they're working and they're happy and they're taking care of their family, fine. But this is not the time. People are starving. And so Like I just can't even. Anyway, moving on from that because I'm like, oh, whew, come down. You know what? Actually, let me do a change music. Come down from that mess. Let me just come down, and I'm just gonna do some music, and yeah, there we go. Pleasant and fun and unexpected, and just completely away from the royals, even though it's one of faves, our faves, and it's Baby Lily's godfather doing his thing out there. And I'm assuming this is in Georgia. But anyways, whew, coming down from that mess. So I posted this in our community page today, and it was like one of those things. You know, if I had one of those, I was today years old when I heard this. So this guy Drew on Twitter posted this yesterday, and I was just like, "What? I had no idea." Random discovery of the day from Drew. Same for me, Drew. Thank you for my, things I learned yesterday. He said, this guy, Tyler Perry, is a certified model plane pilot. Some of these planes are $50,000, and he built a runway specifically for them at his house. That's right. You can see the plane, his model planes at the back there. Now, I had no idea that there's such a thing called a certified model plane pilot. No idea until yesterday. And so this is Tyler Perry, and this is him in front of his hangar. Actually, yes, this is a hangar for all of his planes, not his house, his hangar for his planes. And he is with his friend. The friend looked like he's a European, and he is the one that I guess build these planes. And so he's working with Tyler, and they're having a great time. And so Tyler has all of these model planes that it's his hobby. And it's just the most amazing things. Like I've never seen. I never put. I'm not. And I guess because I hate flying, so I don't ever pay attention to airplanes. I didn't even know they came this big. I have no idea. No idea. And I had no idea this was a thing. And so when I saw this, and I was just like, so there's a video. Actually, I posted it on our community page, and I'm also going to post it in our show notes. So watch the video. It's really fun with those two hanging out and flying the plane. And this is what it looks like. And this is how big it's called the Virgin Atlantic. And so he has others, the smaller ones. And he's like, no, I want a big one. And so this is the big one. And this is the plane. And this is, again, a model plane. It looks like a real plane. When it's on there, when you don't see it, like, Tyler standing next to it, and you're like, oh, this is a model plane. But that's the taxiing down the runway. And that's the runway Tyler apparently built for his model planes, and this is the plane in the air. It is the most amazing thing. I sat there watching the video, and when the plane touched down, I felt like cheering. It was just like, and Tyler piloted it around, and it went up. I don't know how many, feet, it went up in the air, or and then it came down, and it literally was flying like a regular plane. The sound, when it's landing, how it goes sort of like rocks to go line up to land, and then it taxiing down. So they had to taxi it up, then had to do the whole takeoff just like a real plane. And then it came in and landed and shot down the runway. I mean, it was like, holy mackerel. I sat there amazed. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. At least yesterday. It was just like, wow. And so it's just like, whoa, it blew me away. And I was just like, oh. I'm telling you, Baby Lily's godfather is, hey, you got your money, you got some toys. You deserve to have your toys. Tyler has a lot on his plate, and so anything that can help him to relax, and and I think I know at first he had had a fear of flying, so I think this might definitely probably alleviate some of that fear. But it was so interesting watching it because they have a camera on board, so you can kind of watch it as it lands, and it's just really, really cool. So very, very, very interesting. And So this is some of this is Tyler and the two guys that, they were, I think they lined up a bunch of the planes and they were flying them, and Tyler's piloting them, and and this is a bunch of the planes there that's in his model plane fleet. And so this is I mean, it is I think it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And apparently this is not his house. Apparently this is a hangar for the planes. Who knew, And then the guy who posted it posted this and said, "This is where Tyler lives." And I was like, holy mackerel. And it's funny, I didn't even go, and I don't know, I should have gone and looked it up to verify, but I didn't verify that this is. But apparently this is where he lives. This is his house. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. So I'm assuming this is, this isn't the one in California. So I'm assuming if this is it, then this is in Georgia, because I know he has a home there, and or wherever else, at least that's the one I know of. So it's really amazing to see. I was just like, wow, this is unreal and really, really, really cool. So anyway, so Tyler has his toys. Kudos to him. He deserves it. I'm telling you, this man deserves whatever, any gifts that the Lord has given him. He deserves it, because he not only has it for himself, he shares it, he gives it, and he makes so many other people's lives better by what he does. So kudos to him. But it just was, I just love it. I absolutely just love it. So yes, you go, Tyler. You go. Anyways, moving on. So on a different note, this popped up on Twitter a few days ago, and Dion Grant and others were tweeting about it. A search is underway to find relatives of a World War II pilot who died alone in his London flat before Christmas. Sergeant Peter Brown, 96, was one of the last pilots of the Caribbean, Westminster Council, and RAF. I'm sorry, of the Caribbean, Westminster Council, and the RAF, Royal Air Force, are working to plan his funeral for March 29th. And because he died alone, they were really concerned that no one would show up for his funeral. So they put out this bulletin to see if there are any family, because he had friends in the neighborhood. Like, he would go get his papers, get chocolate. He was into cricket and stuff like that in the community. They said he was like a feisty old man. I mean, again, if you are, a fighter pilot and stuff, you have your independence and stuff. He's very independent. But he never mentioned family, so nobody knew if he had family. They're still looking for family members, but they were concerned that he died and nobody would be at his funeral. So when they put this up, everybody was tweeting it, and the press picked it up, and they would put it out there so people would know and would consider going to give him a proper send off. So everyone, I mean, including myself, were tweeting about it. And I was like, if I was in London, I would definitely go. And a lot of, squaddies in London had said the same, they're probably still going to be going. And so they put it out, and there he is with his fighter suit there at the top. And then this happened. Huge response to the funeral appeal for World War II veteran Flight Sergeant Peter Brown from the BBC News. And so this is the article says, an appeal to find mourners for a World War II RAF veteran's funeral has been so successful, the local council does not think everyone can attend. Now they have too many people. The community had appealed to give 96-year-old retired Flight Sergeant Peter Brown, who lived in Maida Vale, West London, a send-off that befitted him. The call was picked up by newspapers and shared by MPs on social media, as you can see. Dion Grant, also she's an MP. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, Westminster Council experts and numbers of people were the Westminster Council expects the number of people will far exceed the 120-person capacity of the chapel. And a little bit about Flight Sergeant Peter Brown. It says the RAF said its record showed Flight Sergeant Brown enlisted in 1943 and trained as a wireless operator and air gunner before serving during World War II under Lancaster bombers. In addition to being the ears and voice of the aircraft responsible for communications, Mr. Devitt said Flight Sergeant Brown would have had to deal with emergencies on board and step in as a gunner from time to time. Also, it says a little bit more about what he did. It says if the aircraft had to ditch in the sea, he would have to stay at his post as long as possible to give the last position of where they were, he said. He was brave, proficient. He was a brave, proficient, selfless man who chose to put himself in danger so we might be free. So I'm telling you, such an amazing man. And again, hopefully they're able to locate his relatives. But if not, the military, the community, and so many people have responded that they don't think they'll have space, that they may have to move where his funeral is going to be, but they're all going to come to give him the send-off that is, befits him. So I am, deepest condolences to his family, but thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. And I am so happy that so many people have responded and that they would be there to celebrate his life. And, it was such a benefit to his community. So it is really good that people are showing up for him now. I mean, gosh, he showed up for us. So now people are showing up for him. And so, it would have been nicer if if it was alive to see it, but it is what it is. So there we go. So good, awesome to the people of London who are showing out for him. So kudos. I thought it was just such a cool, heartwarming story. And again, rest in peace, sir. You deserve it. After 96 years, you deserve some rest. So there. And finally, Invictus, Harry and Meghan at the Invictus train. We just, who is it that I think Peace posted it. Peace is going to be doing a lot of publicity. I think that she's going to be doing assisting with the press for the Invictus Games. And so she's been posting a lot of stuff from the games. And I think she's the one that posted, this is just a reminder from when Harry and Meghan were in Germany in September, right before the Queen died. And this photo with them and that train we were talking about the other day, with that's going to be taking people from the Grand Central Place to the games. And so there they are on the red carpet christening the train. So there you go. So that's it. I think that's all I got. Thank you so much for to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Church Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream. Wait a minute, I haven't seen Church Nelly in a while, so hopefully she's okay. If you see her, say hi. Hopefully she'll come on the podcast. We can say hi to her. But anyways, thank you guys, Karen M, Cookies and Cream as well. Thank you so much for your incredible work as our incredible moderators who take care of our channel. Thank you to our 2 Cents crew who support our channel on a monthly basis. I appreciate every single one of you so much for everything that you do to support the channel. Much, much appreciated. I'm going to put my banner back there so that you can see it. Thank you. Let's see. There you go. More of our 2 Cents crew. And also to our Go Slow supporters. Thank you all so much again for supporting the channel and for, in every way that you support us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are on here and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video. So thank you all so much who have been sharing it, and our platform is, it's being built. It's slowly, but it's growing. So thank you all so very much for that and for helping us to spread the word. That is awesome. And also join. You can also join if you're able. Join our 2 Cents crew. So again, 2 Cents crew. We are reading. We're all actually reading. For our book club that's coming up on on April 22nd, oh, my brain just went away. Finding Me by Viola Davis is what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be reading. So it'll be amazing. So thank you guys for voting. And so that's what we're going to be doing on the 22nd. We are going to be talking about Viola Davis' amazing book. So happy reading. So again, thank you guys so much. And again, I always forget, but if you are interested, we do have merchandise. If you are interested in getting some Facts and 2 Cents, merch, it's there. The link is in the show notes. Definitely go ahead and get some. So there you go. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much. I love you. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I shall chat with you soon. Bye.